Yeah, big up Spurs fans near and far with your boy, the G Spurs. And we are back. And to be honest with you, I am riding high in the sky for my club. 2 games played, 2 Premier League wins, 5 goals conceded. 5 goals scored, no goals conceded. And usually I'll be shaking my bum violently. But it's very difficult to shake your bum when you know that we're literally a couple injuries away from disaster. So this week is a crucial week. This week, we need to get the job done. We need 2 signings. Yeah, we need a 10 and we need a left-sided midfielder. And I want to just briefly kind of discuss all of our options right now in the location. Make sure you smash a like. This is what we're doing, lunchtime special. Now, for me, I woke up this morning and I got myself, 100%. Anyone who knows about that tune, woke up this morning, you got yourself highlight your boy. For me, the first one I want to talk about is Morgan Rogers. Now, really and truly, I have loved this brother from last season. I think Morgan Rogers is a bad man. However, let's be sensible. Let's be realistic. If Tottenham was a serious club, we would bring in Morgan Rogers. Now, for me, out of the 3 options that we had available to us this season, we had Morgan Gibbs-White, we had Eze, and we had Morgan Rogers. If you had asked me prior to everything going on, I would have told you I would have gone for Morgan Rogers, Eze, Morgan Gibbs-White, in that order. So what we're hearing right now is that Tottenham are we're hearing that Aston Villa is valuing Morgan Rogers at about 80 mil plus. I struggle to see how Spurs would meet this when we weren't prepared to pay 68 mil for Eze. It is stupid unless we think Morgan Rogers is better than Eze for some reason, which I do slightly. I can't understand why we would pay 80 mil for one and not 68 for the other. However, this whole Eze debacle, this whole Eze madness could end up being a blessing in disguise, because if we go in for Morgan Rogers and bring him in, I'm telling you now, Morgan Rogers and Kudus already slaps up everyone's transfer this summer. Forget Piccadilly. When Piccadilly was shaking their bum when they brought in Mbeumo, when they brought in Cunha and Sesko, they were shaking their bum. I had someone tell me that if they bring in Baleba, they're looking at top 4. Man, these men are poor. Yeah? I watched the game against Fulham. They're rubbish. Hold that. So, for me, if we get Morgan Rogers, that would trump Eze all day long. In fact, it would be Eze who? Where? I would love Morgan Rogers all day long. The other option is Savinho. If Spurs can bring in Savinho, then I would rate this transfer window as 10 out of 10, despite the whole Eze debacle, all of that. Now, for those who don't know, Savinho, for me, has a higher ceiling than Kudus. Yeah, hold that. I said it and I didn't stutter. This brother is a madman, especially on the left. Yeah? I believe Savinho's so good that in the unlikely event, and I don't want this to happen to my brother, but if it ever did happen that Kudus got injured this season, if Savinho's on the left, we could keep it moving. Like legit, he's that good. So if Tottenham were to bring in Morgan Rogers and Savinho, it's long. Right now, I would guarantee top 4 in the location. Top 4, in fact, top 4 is being conservative by my standards. Man is really looking at top 3, maybe even top 2, if we can make them sign. And now there's a lot of people huffing and puffing, saying that, well, you know, Morgan Rogers hasn't played well for Aston Villa. It's only been 2 games, blood. And Aston Villa is dusted in Tottenham. Let's be real. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is the fact that we got this whole Incapi going to Arsenal. I can't see it. Why would, first and foremost, like, Arsenal are going to be at risk of bringing in too many players. And too much at something is not necessarily a good thing. I can't see where Incapi fits in when they've got, what's his name? Mascara, when they've got Calafiori, when they've got all of these brothers. I know they want to sell Zinchenko and maybe Kivio to Porto or whichever way around. I don't know which round it is. But honestly, if Hincapi goes to Arsenal, then for me, Tottenham are not serious as a club. What I want to know is, why isn't Tottenham going in for Mark Gay? We need cover for Van de Ven. We need a left-footed centre-back for cover for Van de Ven. Go for Mark Gay. He's 35 mil. We don't even need Hincapi. Arsenal can take Hincapi and shove it up their buttocks. I don't give a damn. Go and get Mark Gay. Just as good, can do a good job. Yeah? Spurs need to get serious. Tottenham have literally got about 6 days to sort this out. Because right now, we are definitely looking pathetic in the location. But we can save our transfer window literally by doing some common sense signings. Bring in Mark Gay. You know what? Push the boat out. And the other thing is, like, Tottenham are offering 73 mil, 74 mil, so Savinho club record fee. I don't know if he's worth that much, in my opinion. Why are we doing a club record fee for Savinho when I would rather we did a club record fee for Morgan Rodgers? I think he's more legit than Savinho. I think Savinho's got a higher ceiling, but I feel like the number 10 position, we desperately need that more than we need a left-sided midfielder. But big up to everyone that's locked on. Before I continue talking about who else I want to bring, well, let's talk about Lookman. Now, no disrespect. I think Lookman, for me, is the better Nigerian than Eze. Let's just keep it out there. So me, shamelessly, I will take Lookman over Eze as an alternative. Lookman can't be an alternative to Savinho. Lookman would have to play in the 10 for me. But if you're bringing in Lookman, I would have to be real and say, why is Tottenham not going in for Curtis Jones? I think Curtis Jones could do a job at number 10. He's a bad man. Look at him for Liverpool. Do you get what I'm saying? Why don't we go, like, for me, Lookman, I wouldn't want it. I want Morgan Rodgers. But if you're going to look at Lookman, you might as well look at Harvey Elliott, in my opinion. I think if Tottenham was serious, Curtis Jones is a madman. No one's called it. I'm calling it. Go and get Curtis Jones to play in the 10. People say, oh, but is he really a 10? He is. He can do a job in the 10 position. And then the other person that we're looking at Al Kalouche from Monaco on the wing, unproven. For me, I'm getting Brian Gil vibes from him. I know a lot of Tottenham fans shaking their bum. I know Freddie SP shaking his bum for Al Kalouche, but I'm getting Brian Gil. Like, he can do it in France, bro, but has he got the stability? Has he got the strength to do it in the Prem? He looks lightweight, bro. He looks fully lightweight. So for me, I'm not feeling the Al Kalouche signing. Like, I'm not feeling Nico Paz. Like, I'm not convinced that Nico Paz could come to the Premier League and do a job at Spurs. Maybe he could do a job at Bournemouth, work his way up. Maybe at Brighton, they can take a stab at it. But Nico Paz for Spurs, not at this stage. Don't think he's got the mineral. He's 20 years old. He's 20. What has he done? He's playing for Como. Como is not a big team. Do you get me? They've just come up from Serie B. Hold that. Like, let's be legit. Let's not get so desperate that we're going to do a madness in the location. No. So Nico Paz, I'm not feeling him. And I'm not feeling Al Kalouche. And Malik Fofana, yeah, he's all right, man. Like, for me now, it just feels like Tottenham are getting desperate. I'm not here for desperate. Do what is right. Savinho, Morgan Rodgers, Mark Gay. Bringing them 3 brothers, we will be okay. I can run with that squad. Then, who can chat to me? Then you can say Tottenham can compete on all 3 fronts. If Tottenham doesn't bring in anyone this week, then we're holding on for dear life. Really, we're just hoping and praying that we don't get any injuries, which is ridiculous, which is the most riskiest football I've ever seen in my life. We know that Romero gets injured every season. We know that Van de Ven gets injured every season. Maddison's already had his yearly injury. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we know Udogie always gets injured every season. Like, we already know these things. We got the information in the location. Richarlison even. You know, he's been called up for the Brazilian team. I just hope he comes back fit and healthy. But I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm not wishing bad. Do you know what I'm saying? So we need cover, Spurs. Daniel Levy, pull your finger out this summer. If this is the one summer that you say, you know what, let's just overspend. Over bloody spend. Like, have some shame. Put your finger out, spend that peas. Huh? Spend that guap. Like, Tottenham cannot end this window without bringing in signings. Are we mad? Are we smoking budgie banton? No. So Tottenham need to do what they need to do. I say Tottenham go for Mark Gay, Morgan Rogers, Savinho, and if we can't get them, then at the very worst, Savinho, we need one of them. Gay, if we're not going to get Hincapié. And I'm saying go for Curtis Jones, and if not Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott. You know, that type. I can walk with it. I can work with it. It's not great. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to close my eyes a lot, but we can work with it. That's what I'm suggesting in the location. But big up everyone that's locked on. Tottenham need to go out, pull the finger out. Because right now, for me, this transfer window is 4 out of 10. It's a 4 because we got kudos. It would have been a 0 had we not got kudos. In fact, I would say 6. And it's really a 4, but it's a 6 because we've managed to get 6 points. We've managed to win our first 2 games because of kudos. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. That man has been the transformation in the location, and Polina. Let's not forget about Polina. What a signing that's been for my club. But definitely Spurs, for us to kick on and cement ourselves as a dark horse this season, to cement ourselves as one of the big 6, we definitely need 2 or 3 signings. And if people are telling me that 2 or 3 signings is not realistic, then I would go back and say to you that we're not a serious club. Big up Air today in the building, says Dej. Liverpool look quite vulnerable again. This could be an open target. Bro, I done told you last season, you know here today, you're one of my OGs in this. I said this season, I've got Slot on fraud alert. Yeah, I said it and I didn't stutter. I've been having this guy on fraud alert because last season, nobody pushed Liverpool. Let's be clear. The fact that Liverpool had to scrape that win yesterday, the fact that Liverpool have conceded 3 goals this season already makes me feel that they can be got at. Newcastle had no striker and scored 2 goals. Hold that. Like, they were down to 10 men for the whole of the second half and managed to score 2 goals in the second half against Liverpool's 11 men. And Liverpool had pretty much their strongest team out on field. There is no excuse. I can tell you now, if that was Tottenham, there's no way we're letting Newcastle score 1, let alone 2. Not under Thomas Frank. Yeah? So I've been telling you, Slot is on fraud alert. People shaking their bums for Liverpool. Hush your gums. Do you get me? Right? Based on that performance, I can't see Liverpool beating Arsenal this weekend. Let's just keep it 100. How can they? How? They were dusty against Bournemouth. They've been dusty, and they were dusty against Newcastle. Man, no, in fact, they've conceded 4 goals. 4 goals in their first 2. If you're leaking goals like that, with Alisson in goal, you're suspicious. Yeah? People shaking their bum. I'm on to them. They had to rely on a 16-year-old to bail them out. Hold that. I know that 16-year-old. Big up to him, by the way, and big up to Official Kai. That guy been training him down in East London. You don't know, yeah? East London's finest. But Liverpool, for me, I got my goggles on. Where's my goggles? I got the goggles, and I'm watching you, man, like this. Yeah? Fraud alert, yeah? The goggles. The goggles is on. So big up to everyone in the location. But for me, rather than Liverpool, I thought Newcastle, they did exactly what I thought they were going to do. Valiant effort. Man then moved out like William Wallace. They were fighting, yeah? I like to fight for freedom. Yeah, these men were fighting for freedom. You know what I'm saying? And big up to Newcastle. How unlucky. Eddie Howe, for me, is officially one of the best managers in the league. None of this rubbish. He's up there in the top 3-4 managers in the Prem. Hold that. Like legit. Eddie Howe, what a manager. What a job he's done at Newcastle. And if it weren't for that wasteman Isak, they would have beaten Liverpool yesterday. That's the truth. Imagine if Isak was on the field. Yeah? Imagine if he was on the field, they would have slapped them up. Let's be real. And the other thing I want to say, Ekitike, Tottenham should have bought that, brother. I swear down, we should have bought him. With Ekitike, Liverpool don't need Isak. That you is fantastic. Look, when he was at Frankfurt, he didn't look this good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Tottenham played Frankfurt, bro. He was dusted in Tutankhamun. Trust me. But this guy right here, Edgar TK, he is legit. That's the one positive thing. He's a legit signing. Love that guy. Love him. Love his humility. Love the way he plays the game. Boy, you know what? Ballers are coming out, you know. This season is a season of ballers. Ekatike, Max Stallman, Ethan Winieri. Yeah, these are ballers. Viskovic. Do you get what I'm saying? Like 100%. 100%. Kudos. Do you know what I'm saying? Ballers. Yeah, respect it. Respect it. So, yeah, I've given you my brief thoughts on yesterday. Big up my guy, Stephen Gilchrist, you know, crazy guy. Says San Antonio Spurs, Deji. I told you that you, man, were a basketball club. Bro, I don't know how you're chatting, bro. Are you much different to my club? I told you that me and your club are on par. And exactly, did I start? I proved it, bro. You got 6 points. I got 6 points. You've not conceded. I've not conceded. So before you start shaking your bum, bro, do something different. Do you get me? Do something different. Ghost says, Dej, we're effed. Look at the window, bro. Rivals are having Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, even United. Bro, in terms of window, we're down there. We're down in the dumps, legitly. However, it's not over yet until the fat lady sings, as they say. Heather said Rodgers is 4 or 5 years younger than Essay. Bro, that's why probably why Morgan's is so expensive at 80 mil, because he's like 23 years old. And I think he's just as legit, bro. I think he's just as legit as Eze. Tottenham need to get him in, because, especially with the FFP. I have to say, though, Newcastle and Villa have been done dirty with this FFP stuff, because where was FFP when Chelsea was building? Where was FFP with Man City with 115 charges that we've not heard nothing about? And then yet you want to slap the book on Villa and Newcastle. It's a disgrace. Let them play, man. Let them play. Let the games begin. But I'm not gonna lie, if it benefits my club, I'll shamelessly take Morgan Rodgers all day long. I love Savinho, man. We need to get him. Bro, he's a bad man. He doesn't want to play for Pep. And who can blame him? Did you see the level of dust? Did you see the dust on the weekend? We made light work of City. Light work. Yeah. I'm looking to drive up to City the next couple of weeks, probably next week. I'm looking to start looking for a yard out there, bro. Like, to be honest, I'm gonna start walking on street with my slippers. You know my little slippers right here. Yeah, I'm gonna start walking on street with my slippers. Little comfortable. You know, that's my location. You know what I'm saying? City getting slapped every day. Nobody disrespect my club. Nobody disrespect my club. Lewis says West Ham might finish 20 this season. I don't see them winning the game anytime soon. That being said, sign Paqueta now. Yeah, bro, I would sign Paqueta. Do you know what? Paqueta could work and we could get him cheap. I would take Paqueta. The only question I would say is, has he got the work rate? Because for me, Paqueta gives me luxury vibes. I might be wrong. I haven't watched many of his games, but I get Eze vibes from Paqueta. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's going to do the work and he's just going to do flicks and tricks. However, if we were going to bring in Eze to do that, why not bring in Paqueta? You know what? Paqueta could work. If we brought in Paqueta and Savinho, I would give our window 8 out of 10. If we bring in Morgan Rodgers, 9.5 out of 10. That's what we're looking at. Bruv, I will take Paqueta in a heartbeat. And as well, and he's coming in with his brother, do you know what I mean? Savinho, and his other brother in Richarlison up top. Do you get me? Man's moving Joga Bonita. You know, 3 Brazilians. It's been a minute that I've seen a Premier... What other Premier League team can boast that they got 3 Brazilians in their starting lineup? That is mad. It's been a minute. And then you're throwing in Argentina in there. Very interesting in the Spurs locker room. Do you get me? So, yeah. Look, Paqueta could definitely work. Jay Green says, well. The transfer, a wise man. This Jay Greens needs to stop that. Stop that with the humbling, because you're about to get humbled by Liverpool if you're not careful. Timek says, hold that Pusio, Timek, in terms of what? Are you talking about yourself? Is that someone? Could you contextualize that? Let me know. Hincapi incoming is happening to you, man. We don't want Hincapi, bro. We don't need Hincapi, bro. So stop capping. Yeah, do you like what I did there? Yeah, we don't need Hincapi, bro. He's all right. Do you get me? I'll take him. He can do a job, but he's not starting for Spurs. He'll start for you, man, but he's not starting for me. Big up my bro, Sean in the building. You done know. Lookman wants Juventus. No one wants Spurs move. Jay Green, stop your narrative, man. You're moving like you're moving like Fabrizio Romano, bro. Like fake news. Do you know what I mean? Look, you're not legit. What do you mean? Lookman would rather go to Spurs than Juventus. Juventus ain't the Juventus of yesteryear. Juventus is dustier than Tutankhamun. Rubbish. The only team in Italy that anyone should be respecting right now is Napoli. Yeah? Did you see that KDB scored on the weekend? Did you see that McTominay scored on the weekend? That's the team. Any other team is dusty. AC Milan, dusty. Inter, dusty. Roma, dusty. Dusty teams. Swamp says, who's winning the league? I think Liverpool still. I just think like the one thing, even though Liverpool are not playing well, the one thing they do have is quality players. Let's be honest, man. Like yesterday, I didn't see a single weakness on that pitch. Some people will argue maybe at right back, they didn't have right back cover, but everyone is a baller. Kirkers, what a player. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, it's for Liverpool to flop. But the way that they're flopping, I feel like they just need to calm themselves down. You're not that good, bro. Like, relax. Yeah? You got the win because the league was dusty. If you don't fix up and look sharp, you could get caught by the likes of Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea. So for me, it's for Liverpool to lose, but don't think that they're some runaway train. They're not. They're right up there. We're right up there with them. The only thing that Daniel's looking at is Donna's rear end. Brother, honestly, Kavinsky, the brother, I don't know what Levy is doing. And the thing is, I don't know how he goes to work and looks at the staff. Like, you've just been mugged off twice. You're getting mugged off and you're being mugged off again and you're making us look like mugs. Is it Edith thing? Like, stop it. Do you know what I mean? Stop that. Now, Keaton says that Alakush is a baller. Bro, he's very skillful. He's very skillful, bro. But I don't know whether he's got the minerals for the Prem. I just don't see it, bro. And maybe you might say my ball knowledge is lacking. I take that on the chin today. But I really don't think Alakush comes into to Spurs and is immediately cooking. We need immediate cookers. Do you get what I'm saying? This brother looks like someone that we got to raise. Do you know what I mean? We got to raise from a child into a man. I'm not into that. Do you know what I mean? We haven't got time. We've already got too many kids. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't want Nico Paz. He's another one that we got to raise from a kid to a man. Stop it. Yeah, I want men from now. I want people who can go to war now. Yeah, and I'm not sure Alakush can go to war. He's a good player, but I'm not sure he's Prem ready. Yeah, shame on you, dead. Your fellow Nigerian countryman is coming home to his roots, Arsenal, and you're hating on your brother. A disgrace to your people. Bro, I'm not even going to lie to you. If you want to hear, maybe that's in response to the fact that I'd rather take Lookman over Eze. Yeah, hold that, bro. I didn't start. That's the Nigerian that I would rather see at my club. That's the Nigerian that I would rather see waving his arms like a super eagle. So hold that, and hold that. Bergval is 19, but Paz ain't coming. I know he's not coming, bro. Levy only likes Paz because of potential sell-on value. That's the problem with Levy. Too much business. Sometimes, you know, one thing that LB said last week was, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yeah? Sometimes Man City paid over the odds because it's what was required. Yeah? Liverpool paid 75 mil for Van Dijk. Yeah? We were all looking at them like they smoked Budgie Banton. But that was the best decision they ever made. Sometimes spend slightly over, get Morgan Rodgers, and maybe Tottenham finishes second this season. Maybe we finish third. I think he's that good. Like, legit. Like, sometimes, let's not be cheap. Like, stop it. You're either part of the big table or you're not. It's that simple. Bring Mainu once Arsenal move, possible loan move. Yeah, you should have Mainu. Knock yourself out with that, brother. I don't want to be linked with him. How about that? I'm not even chatting with Mainu. I don't even want to be linked with Mainu. If you want him, knock yourself out and take him. Paqueta would be a good signing, would be signing of the season. If we get Paqueta, bro, I would take it. I prefer Morgan Rodgers, but I would definitely take that. The only thing is I can't see West Ham selling us another one of their big guns. You know, if we get Paqueta, we might as well get Bowen, you know, honestly. Like, so like, West Ham is completely finished. Let's just finish them off properly. That's another brother that we haven't talked about. I'll take Jared Bowen. Why aren't we talking about him? Get Paqueta, because I did say West Ham's front three last season of Kudus, Bowen, and Paqueta was up there with the very best, in my opinion. That three, is up there. I would take Bowen. Like, let me be shameless. Like, why are we having that conversation in the location? And then Paqueta. The only thing is, who would play left? Can Gerard Bowen play left? Because I always see him on the right. And personally, I don't want to see Kudus on the left. I'm just keeping it 100. Kudus is a bad man on the right-hand side. If Bowen can play left, let's run it. If he can't, let's leave him where he is. Stephen, if Spurs go down, you go down. It's that simple. I don't know why you're feeling like you're so much better than Spurs. You're not, bro. You're only better than Spurs because we haven't brought in a 10 and we haven't brought in a left-sided player. So I'll give you that. But once we get the two brothers over the line, bro, we are equal. Our back line is as good as your back line. Your goalkeeper edges my keeper. Raya's better than Vicario, 100%. My back four is as good as your back four. Midfield three of Polina, Bantencourt, Papsar at the moment is as good as Declan, Zubimendi, and Odegaard. It's as good as. I think Papsar looks better than Odegaard. And even though Papsar in a 10, Polina for me is as good as. Do you get me? Zubimendi. And I think Bentancur is like a Declan, although I would say Papsar is more Declan Rice that way round. Do you get what I'm saying? Bruv, Bentancur looks like he's back to life, back to reality. Strictly Sports says, why are we not going for Semenyo? Bro, I actually don't know. Obviously, Semenyo extended his contract this summer with Bournemouth, so that's probably what's put everyone off because they're going to ask for some madness. I think Semenyo is a bad man. The thing is, though, Semenyo plays on the right for Bournemouth, doesn't he? Does he play left? And imagine, yeah, Semenyo is good friends with Kudus. Like, both these brothers were asked, is it Kudus? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both Ghanaian. They've got Ghanaian heritage. It would be a mazza. Look, Semenyo makes sense. Maybe next season, because that donut went and signed an extension to his contract. So I think that's what put Spurs off in the summer. Bro, Como are one of the richest clubs in Italy on their way up. Serious new force as Atalanta decline. Yeah, no, I hear you, Sean. I hear you. Obviously, they had money spent. Is Thierry Henry still kind of on the board of Como? Because I remember when Thierry Henry first went there and there was nothing there. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yes, I know that they're investing. I'm not surprised to see them, but it's still Como, man. Like, me, I was born in Modena in Italy, yeah? And I still rate Modena as a bigger club than Como. That's just me. Call it birthright. Do you know what I'm saying? Call it what you want, but I still rate Modena more than I rate Como. Semenyo's more expensive than Savinho, then forget it. Forget it. I'd rather have Savinho. Savinho has a higher ceiling than Semenyo. Paqueta and Matoma can cook, but I believe Brighton want 80 mil for Matoma. And sometimes Matoma is like Son, to be honest. He's like Son, where he has a purple patch and then he goes missing. That's my problem with Matoma. He goes missing. Like Son, he will have 15 games of madness and then he goes cold. Do you get what I'm saying? We need... Brother, I guess that's the life of professional footballers. No one can be on all the time. But, you know what I'm saying? Is he worth 80 mil? I would rather spend the 80 mil on Morgan Rodgers personally. I'd rather go... I mean, look, there's loads. I mean, Tottenham are looking at that guy that scored from PSG, Lee. If we get Lee, hey, bad. He can play the 10 as well. If they don't want him, take him, Spurs. Take him. Paul Finefinger at fight. Yes. Big up to everyone that's locked on. Wirtz looks undercooked. Bro, this is why I've been saying I don't get gassed when teams bring in players because I'm like, when you come to the Prem, it's a different kettle of fish. And I'm not going to lie, Wirtz looks like he's fresh out of water, man. He looks like, what the hell have I done? This is mad. And also, I feel like he's feeling the pressure. I feel like he's feeling the price tag. Because when you have a price tag like the price tag of Wirtz, they start to do too much. Instead of just keeping it simple, now he's overrunning. Now he's trying to get on the ball too much to prove his worth. But I agree with Lyle. Wirtz now is on fraud alert. He really is. And I was saying it. People said, oh, Dej, you're delusional. The amount of times I get in the comments, Deji, his ball knowledge is poor. And I look at those clowns who even say it. You don't even have your own opinion. You're there reading the media sources. You're reading all the stuff on Twitter instead of coming up with your own mind. Yeah. And then you're regurgitating that. And because I'm not spouting that same narrative, then you're going to turn around and tell me my ball knowledge is poor. Shut your mouth. How about have your own mind? Because everyone knows I've had slot on fraud alert since last season. How about that? How about that? Yeah? Big up. If Arsenal get Rodrygo on loan with obligation to buy, you man are cooked. Hold that. I actually don't know if Rodrygo cooks in the Prem. Can I be real? We're not sure. The Rodrygo you're thinking of cooks, yes. Does he cook in the Prem? I'm unsure, bro. I'm unsure. Although I would say Rodrygo would cook at Arsenal, just by the way that you guys play. He would cook at Arsenal, 100%. But I don't think he's going to be banging in goals the way he was banging in goals at Madrid. You must relax. Remember that La Liga's rubbish. I've been telling you. I can score in La Liga. I reckon if I played right now, I could get 2 or 3 Premier League goals. And no, don't laugh. I could do a Brennan Johnson back post, score a goal. Definitely. But if I was in the Liga, I could get 12 goals. Are you mad? Yes, that's the into it coming. Don't try it. That's the difference. And in Vietnam, I'm bagging 60 goals. How about that? Do you get what I'm saying? That's the truth. Wirtz is a fraud. Pellegrini from Roma as a 10, not getting a look in at the Olympico. Lookman is worth a punt for sure. Pellegrini, he's all right. I always wonder about players that aren't really playing too tough. Should we be bringing in players that are not really getting much game time at their respective clubs, or should we be going for those that are cooking and we can guarantee it's the ground running? I know Morgan Rogers is not necessarily cooking yet, but you know what he can do. Do you know what I'm saying? Pellegrini just feels like, I'm not sure. Feels like the guy at PSG that we were always linked with. The French international that had a little bit of attitude problem. Felt he was better than what he was. If you remember his name, let me know. Do you get what I'm saying? And Kavinsky says, I got goggles from Google. Wesley says, here to check on the little bro as the Arsenal. You man need to bid on Rodrygo so that Arteta can finally get him. But we don't want him, bro. Have him, bro. Bro, you can't call me little bro when we're level on points, bro. Yeah, chat to me when you break away from my club. Yeah, let's be real. Who's had the toughest start to the season? Yeah, Leeds is rubbish. Like anyone that saw my prediction before the season started, I got Leeds to get relegated and finish bottom. So whippy-doo, you slapped them 5-0. Whippy-doo, I said they're going down. Yeah, and you played Manchester Piccadilly. Yeah, Man United, Dusty United, rubbish. Fulham should have slapped them on the weekend. And you're shaking your bum. Yeah, when I played Burnley, did you see how Burnley dispatched Sunderland on the weekend? No one's talking about how Burnley bagged in 3 goals against Sunderland. How they just made light work of Sunderland. The Sunderland team, by the way, that whopped West Ham 3-0. No one's talking about it, and I won't talk about it because for me, it's just Burnley. And no one's giving me the props that we deserve for slapping up City in their yard. All of a sudden, Spurs always beat City. Shut your mouth. Why can't you be like my club? Why can't you always beat City? Go on then. Go on. Beat them too. Yeah? Tottenham's had our toughest start and we're pretty much level pegging with the red Tottenham. The spicy Spurs, Scotsman FC, Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know what? The thing that made me laugh the most is how embarrassing the Arsenal fans were shaking their bum against Leeds. Even if I can be real, if the realest Arsenal fans will know, Gyökeres looked like a fat Oompa Loompa on the weekend. Let's be real. He looked like a blobby. And that goal he scored, that first goal, was rubbish. I'm like, why are you lying? Why are you lying? These men are poo-pooing Richarlison's 2 goals against Burnley, but all of a sudden, because mine cut in from the left and I had a shot and it went in, it was a great goal. And then all of a sudden, the penalty was a great penalty. Hush your gums. Hush your gums. We've not seen Gyökeres yet. So hold that. We've not seen him yet. I'm not saying he's not going to do well. I'm not saying he's not a good striker, but calm. Yeah, tranquilo. You guys got me speaking Portuguese, yeah? Relax. Big up. Need Eddie Howe at United. Yeah. That is a massive shout. Do you know what? For me, Eddie Howe can manage any of the big 6. Eddie Howe could be at Chelsea. He could be at Arsenal. If Arsenal had sense, you get Eddie Howe next. That is one. See me in the location? If Man U for me, look, let me help you improve all the teams up top with managers. Looking at the big six, next managers. Thomas Frank's already doing a blinding job, by the way. But if Tottenham was to lose Thomas Frank, I'll take Glasner. There's nothing to think about. I think Glasner could go in at Arsenal and do a great job. I think Glasner could go in at Chelsea, do a great job. In fact, Glasner could do a madness at Chelsea. If you think of his squad at Palace to what he would be having at Chelsea, Glasner could win the league with Chelsea. I think Eddie Howe could take Man City over. Eddie Howe could probably get the Arsenal job. Yeah, man, legit. Eddie Howe, Glasner. Let's not sleep on these two brothers. I think one of the best two managers in the location. Liverpool should have signed Gyökeres. Do you know what? I would have feared Arsenal more if they had Ekitike. Like legitly, Ekitike. If Arsenal had brought Ekitike, I wouldn't be talking. Real talk. I'll try. There's nothing to. You remember, I was bantering Ekitike, saying, "Is he all that?" Blah blah blah. No, I've seen enough. I've seen enough to know that he is a G in the location. RM says we should have got Jonathan David on a free. That had Levy written all over it, and he bagged on his Juve debut. Yeah, I hate you. Because he would have been free, it was worth a punt. But me personally, I'm not a fan of Jonathan David. I just don't. Is he much better than Richarlison, bro? Is Jonathan David much better than Solanke? I'm just saying, it's not even banter, it's not even to have a fight. I'm just saying in the location, something for us to think about. Deji is a G in the front of Spurs. Oh, big up to you, bro. Big up to you, Timac, as well, man. Love it, man. Big up to you, my brother. Young Smoke says, rejected by Hincapié. I can't lie, Arsenal are popping Spurs. Check, but they're not, though. If Arsenal would have been popping Spurs chain if we were affected. Did you not see what we did on the weekend in the location? Eze who, bro? Eze who? Calm yourself down. Relax. Do you get me? Hold on, wait a minute. Do you get me out? Hear me out. I'll be more excited if Rodgers joins over that than if Jesse joins. Yeah, bro. That's what I said, bro. 100%. For me personally, beginning of the summer, before any link in the location, I'd have had Rodgers, Eze, Morgan Gibbs in that order. So literally, we started from the bottom. Imagine, we started with Morgan. We started with the gettable one. Yeah, Morgan Gibbs. Then we went up. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how it is. And then P-Dub says, have you seen the new kit? Yes, I have, bro. Do you know what? The yellow kit, at first, when I saw it, I didn't like it. But, it's kind of grown on, man. I think I might have to get it. It reminds me when Spurs were in the yellow kit. I will definitely go and get that kit, to be honest, and sport that in the location, 100%. The new kit looks like a budgie in a cage. That is funny. I'm gonna get that yellow kit. What are you talking about, bro? I'm gonna get it. And Kavinsky says Paqueta is Brazilian. He's big on the ball. Big up Omar in the location. Big up everyone that's locked in. Make sure you smash the like. I see there's bare numbers in there. Big up. So I'm slowly trying to go through the thing. Big up Sean as well for the super sticker. Big up my bro, my family. I'm feeling like someone might have done a raid. Our kits are 1,000 times better than last season. Last season's kit was dusted in Tutankhamun. I can't lie. The only thing I would say, KR, I'm not sure if it's 1,000 times better. The black kit is bad. Like, even in my watch along against Man City on the weekend, I did only the second half because I was running late, bro. I had to just throw that tune, go crazy for our kit. The one thing I would say, bro, is I'm not really feeling the home shirt, bro. I think it's a bit dead in the location. I can't be bothered. I'm not sure. I'm not feeling it. Do you get me? Big up Eva, man. Big up Luke, man. Says 120 watching. Come on, let's get to 120. Like, that's the least we can do in the location. And then throw the questions, man. Let me answer. You know what? I don't even think we need a cam right now. Just look at that Sarr, Bentancur, Panini midfield. We also got Kulusevski back. Do you know what, Ron? I hear that. There's a couple things I'm thinking, though. I agree with you. First and foremost, the way that Sarr has just stepped up. I love that brother. And you know, Sarr ain't even a 10. He's an 8, bro. He is a madman. I remember a couple seasons ago, I put Sarr up there potential-wise as Declan Rice. I said it. No, I didn't start, bro. And then obviously the madness happened under Ange, man had to just go back in my cave. But Sarr has the ability to be our Declan Rice. Madman all over the pitch. The problem is, if I can say the problem, that midfield three of Bentancur, Palhinha, Sarr, they got to work their socks off. It's a dirty formation in the location. Yeah? But it's not one for goals. And when we need to go to like a 4-2-3-1 formation, yeah, when we need to do that, big up Jay for all the people that locked in and locked on for sending people over. Thank you for the love, my bro. I just feel like we do need a 10. We need someone who can unlock the door. Do you know what I mean? Like a Madders, but Madders is injured. Like a Cooley, but Cooley's injured. And you know, we don't know when Cooley's coming back. So I feel like we should. I hear what you're saying, but also we need one thing I'm loving about Frank, and I think you would agree. At the moment, our lineup and our system and who's starting is so unpredictable that teams don't know what to do about it. Like they really don't know. And I want to keep it that way. And adding in the Savinhos and the Morgan Rogers or someone of that ilk just adds to the confusion in the opposition camp. And that's what we want. Because if we become, we don't want to be like Ange predictable FC. No. Then Sarr won't work. Do you get what I'm saying? What we got to do is keep changing it about. And then we will keep cooking. Now, Freddie SP says, I've heard that it's Real Madrid who are rejecting our offer for Nico Paz, not Como. Real Madrid have a 10 million buyback clause on him. Well, they're waste cadets then. With all the business we've done for them in the years, is this how they're going to do us dirty? Yeah? We gave them bloody Bale. We gave them Modric. They can suck themselves then if that's what they're doing, to be honest with you. Dej, you can never compare your team to Arsenal. Don't hold the same weight as ours as far as the dead European nothing. Bro, you can't chat to me because you ain't won that in recent time, John. Talk to me when you win something, bro. And when you win something, I mean something other than the Community Shield. Like, chat to me. You're talking to me like you're doing something special this season, bro. How are you going to get on against Liverpool this weekend without your star boy? How are you going to get on? Yeah? You're going to get smoked, bro. Yeah? After this weekend, Spurs will be above Arsenal in the league. Hold that, bro. Dusty. Watch us slap up Bournemouth. I can't wait. I can't wait to play you, man. How about that? I can't wait to play you. And stop all this nonsense talk. Yeah, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. And that's thanks to Thomas Frank. Toxic Twilight says Glock 9 will bang more than 20 goals. That brother is a gunman. No, that brother is a fat soul. Yeah, I said it. And I didn't start. You can share it with him if you want. Share it on his Instagram. I don't give a damn. He's not all that, bro. I've not seen... If we're cussing words, yeah, and putting... What has Gyökeres done? Really? Calm down, bruv. We've seen more from Richarlison than we have Gyökeres so far. Just saying. Just saying, bro. Ange to West Ham incoming, then they're going down. If Ange goes to West Ham, see you, then West Ham could be in League One by the next time we blink. Hold that. Hold that. Sean says we need a 10 cam as Europe goes deep in season. Yeah, bro. 100%. Definitely need those players in the location. DJ, I'm waiting to see how Sarr gonna bully Zubi versus... Bro, you know that. Yeah? You know that, my bro. I can't wait. That midfield three, because you know what? When the last time we went to Arsenal, thanks to bloody Ange, that midfield was looking light. It was Sarr, Bentancur, Bissouma. That, Yeah? Let me tell you, Palhinha is going to have the place rocking. They don't want that smoke from that brother. And Kudus is going to flip-flap. Calafiori? What? Hush your... I can't wait. There's talk that Kudus will be up against Shiver Me Timbers, yeah, when they play Spurs. Kudus is going to cook Timber. That's when your star boy Timber, that's when you're going to see his true colors, yeah? When he's up against the elite players in the league, he is nobody. And then Ben White could be up against Savinho. You know, then he's already cooked. He's already cooked before we even started. What a pleasure. I can't wait to play Arsenal. Already, I'm already licking my lips. Levy's happy to bid 70 mil for Savinho. Wait, bro, I don't understand it, Freddie. I said it earlier in my stream. Why pay 80 mil for Morgan Rodgers or 80 mil plus, but we weren't willing to spend 68 mil? The only thing I can say is maybe deep down we knew that Eze weren't coming because it doesn't make sense. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, it's probably a blessing in disguise because I think Morgan Rodgers is better than Eze, in my opinion. Deji, I just watched Malik Fofana. Damn, bro, he is like a shorter version of Mbappe. Are you sure? Hope Gaming. And I know we're seeing the clips there. Is he a bad man? Yeah, is he a bad man? Because I get I'm feeling. Why weren't we linked with this brother earlier? Why are we only being linked with him now? Because it feels like desperation in the location. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not sure, bro. And then Jordan says, our players unsustainable without signing new players. A 10 and left winger. We lack strength in depth. 100%, bro. Could you imagine, God forbid, we lose Kudus? We're done out here. Simple. We're done out here. Brennan Johnson is able to play and score goals because there's no focus on him. Yeah, he's not our focal point. In fact, he's just there and he just pops out of nowhere. Oh, bro, like you're playing. It's like that. Like, bro, like man's on the pitch. That's what it is, but it's working for us. If we got to now fully rely on Brennan Johnson, as in put the spotlight on him, then he's done. Because there's no way he's beating any man. Do you know what I mean? And our targets are unrealistic too. I hear you. I agree. It is unrealistic by our standards, but we got to do something. I almost feel like Tottenham have backed themselves into a corner. Because of their floppages and because people got money, we have to spend over the odds. We have to. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's just the situation. For me, the need for a 10 noise is all hype. Thing is, we have played PSG and Man City and over 90 minutes, did not lose. I hear you, never red, always blue. I hear what you're saying. Bro, I'm just saying, this is not the system. Sitting back, having 27%, 28% possession, I'm not sure that we will survive and do well doing that. I feel like it's required for certain games. For me, that system is for the big dons, yeah, the big boys. You play that system against Arsenal, I don't give a damn. You play that system against Chelsea, I don't give a damn. You play it against Liverpool, yeah? You play it maybe even against United, dare I say it, yeah? Even Newcastle play that dusty system. Mate, do you know what I'm saying? But every other team, we're not going to be playing that system. We should be on the front foot. And we don't, like I agree with Jordan, we don't have the players, and Sean, we don't have the players to be on the front foot. Imagine if you do 4-2-3-1. Who's playing in that 10, bro? It's not Sarr. Sarr is not a 10. He's doing a job. He's working hard, but he's not a 10. Do you get what I'm saying? Look, I would love to be proven wrong. I hope you're right. Never a red, always a blue. But I do think a silky player, not Kudus. People say Kudus can play the 10. No, I understand why you're saying it, but no. The job he's doing on the right is too fantastic. Can Sancho can pass better than Kulusevski, available for 20 mil. No, I don't want Sancho. Sancho for me feels like a Brennan, to be honest, just not strong enough for me in the location. We need people who can work hard, man. These are luxury players. Do you get what I'm saying? Hope Gaming says Jokerez is a bum. The way he even ran for that goal, even Robbie Keane looked fitter and better than him. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. These guys, that goal was rubbish. I mean, he scored an all right goal, but it just, I don't think it showed how good Jokerez is. It just showed how poor that Leeds defense is, bro. Like, legit. And that's not even banter. I watched it and I was like, When he scored, I was like, I know that these Arsenal fans are going to shake their bum, but really, there's nothing for them to shake their bum about. Mr. Let It All Work will deal with Sir Buzz Light right back. Liverpool will be put on a spliff come Sunday. I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure how you put Liverpool on a spliff with a 15-year-old boy, who is fantastic, by the way, but I can't see that boy doing anything against Kirkes. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. This is brilliant. The tears and meltdowns would be so much sweet. Brother, I can't wait for your tear meltdown. In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of this comment. Yeah, because I'm coming back to you, John Long. You know, like that. Let me take a screenshot so you know. Yeah. Don't worry, John. You get me? You're going to be on my thumbnail, mate. Don't worry about that, mate. You're going to be on my thumbnail. So Levy's getting dodged for not getting players he has not even gone for. He's been dogged. Yeah. I think people are just trying to make a narrative out of nothing. Do you know what I mean? Hincapié, we haven't gone for him. Nico Paz, I'm glad we haven't gone for him. I don't think he's right. I think Morgan Rogers, let's go for him. This Malik is legit. The thing is, Freddie, there's a lot of players that you're saying is legit, and I'm not having a go at you, my bro. Everyone seems to be legit. You said Al Kalouche is legit. Now you're telling me Malik Fofana is legit. So the question I asked you, who? Al Kalouche or Fofana? Because we're not having both. Who is more legit? Keaton says Liverpool wanted him. Okay. That's good. Johnson is elite. Johnson is a great guy. I wouldn't say he's elite, but I would say he's a madman. And you know what I would say is elite about Johnson, and that no one gives him credit, including myself, for? The brother has a knack. He's a striker, you know. He's not a winger. I think the reason why we've been giving Johnson grief is because we've believed we were getting an out-and-out winger. That brother is not a winger. That brother is a striker, but he's a different type of striker because his positioning for goals is mad. You can't teach that. That is innate. He just knows how to be at the right place at the right time. That's what makes Brennan Johnson elite. His positional sense. That is elite. I got to give him credit. You know, sometimes you got to look for it. Stop looking at Johnson as a winger. Now, and I'm talking to myself here. He is an elite positional striker. Always popping up at the right time. And if it works for you, it bloody hell works for me. I don't give a damn. So let's go for it. Big up to everyone that's locked in, locked on. Make sure you smash a like. Make sure Spurs just need to look at what happened to Newcastle last night. Massive injury crisis and red card. How is Levy playing roulette with that very thin squad? Bro, the thing is, bro, I don't know how he is. The thing is, when you watch that overlap with Gary Neville, he talked about not overspending. That's the problem. This brother is a businessman first, football manager after. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's not going to spend to put Tottenham at financial risk. But sometimes, for me, I'm a lover rather than a hater. Sometimes we can afford to spend a little bit of money and get a little bit of luck to make it through the night. And that's what he needs to do, in my honest opinion. I've been Johnson's biggest hater since he's been here. I can't lie, but he's inevitable. If I had to choose any of our players to go through one-on-one, I'm choosing him. Yeah, bro, honestly, I said we made a mistake not bringing him on against PSG. Well, the one thing you're seeing with Thomas Frank, he learns quick because we haven't seen Tell, you get me? But we're seeing Brennan now and we're getting the results. I kid you not, I think that Brennan Johnson could have scored a jammy goal and we would have won the Super Cup. I'm honestly not saying he's some bad man, but he's got that knack. And for that, I actually will say I wouldn't want to sell Brennan Johnson. I actually saying, you know what, I value this guy. The brother's got 2 goals already. 2 in 2. He's a madman. Can you imagine? Do you know what? You would be foolish not to put Brennan Johnson in your fantasy Premier League team. The guy is madman. Madman. He's more likely to score than Solanke or Richarlison. Hold that. Like, for real. So I'm not giving Brennan Johnson any more smoke. Man's just going to be out there saying, you know what? You're my positional striker. And I'm going to look at him with that lens and show the brother some love moving forward. Sean says, we'll be happy when the window is closed. We played 3 different systems in 3 different games. That's what I love. We are probably the smartest team in the league. Systems. I'm all for it. Do you get me? Systems. Hope Malik says, Malik Fofana is him. There are players like Kudus who is blessed with Tekken. There are players like Johnson who's blessed with pace. This Fofana. Yeah, tell me about this Fofana is blessed with both tech and pace. And then it's a no-brainer. If this Fofana is what you say he is, then we should be going for him over Savinho. Do you get me? But yeah, we should be going for him. And how much? How much for this brother as well? Please tell me. The bad thing is that if we buy a left winger, then Johnson will be benched. And if we buy Cam, then Polina, Bentancur, Madison or Kulusevski will get benched. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Ron. Yeah, Ron loves mangoes. Yeah, it's called competition in the location. But the other thing you need to factor in, Ron, is we could have injuries. We're not wishing injuries on anyone. And if we do have an injury, we shouldn't be bringing in Bergvall or Archie Gray. Sorry. Sorry, I don't want to see them yet. They can come and do little 5-10 minutes here and there when we're winning 4-5-0. Not starting games, not big games. I don't want to see Bergvall, Archie Gray starting against Fulham. We'll get cooked, or Brighton. We'll get cooked, bro. Like, there's levels to this. Yeah, so I don't think that's a bad thing. Also, I've always said that Brennan Johnson is Tottenham's version of Trossard. Although he's been scoring goals, he's been playing. Although he's looking a lot fitter this season, I can't lie. Maybe because he's not having to run like a madman like he did under Ange. So maybe he's a different player under Thomas Frank. But I'm now thinking Brennan Johnson of Ange. Brennan Johnson of Ange would have been a better impact player than a starter. So I used to call him Trossard. And I still think there's games where Brennan can start and there's games where Brennan can come on, impact sub, and get a cheeky goal when the defense is looking tired. Yeah, I don't see any issue with that more. And then Freddie is saying Al Kaluch is more legit than Fofana. Hey. I'm not sure then. Al Kaluch is more legit than Fofana? And I'm not sure on Al Kaluch, Freddie. Damn. Damn. I'm sad. Is a winger and Bilal is a 10. Well, let's see. Levy can sign our dog when do he get back from Eze Lincoln. As I see, guys are not signing anyone from deadline. We might not, bro. We might not. Will Spurs make it through round 8 of the Champions League? Why not, bro? Why not? I don't rate European teams, so yes. And it's not me being disrespectful. I just think European teams are dusted into Cameroon. Big up the assembled in the location. Adam Traore settings. No, I'm not on it. I'm not on it. Is that it? 58 likes. We had 120 people in there once upon a time. Only 58 likes, but it's calm. It's calm. Almo, I would take. He's a great player. Almo gives me Ericsson vibes. No joke. He gives me Ericsson vibes. I would take that brother in a heartbeat. Fred SB says Bournemouth will be our hardest test so far, apart from PSG. Iriola is a legit guy. Yeah, I think for us to beat Bournemouth on the weekend, we show them respect, bro. I think we sit back and hit them on the counter. Because if we try to take the game to Bournemouth, with Cliver and Semenyo, we get done dirty. Like, they are legit. Even Ivan Nilsson. I don't know why Newcastle didn't go in for him. He is a legit baller. Like, I think he's sick. Do you get what I'm saying? So, I think there's food for thought from these guys. Stop comparing your co-stars with carbon copies with the originals. Thank you very much. Bro, I'll compare with your club all day long, bro. Hold that. You man ain't more different than me. What team you don't rate? Explain, please. What team you don't rate? I don't rate. I think Arsenal are weak on the left. And I'm not sure about Gyökeres, which is why I can't give them title. I rate Liverpool. I rate Newcastle. I rate Newcastle if they can get Isak. If they can't get Isak, then as you saw yesterday, they're toothless. Although they did well, I think the emotion carried them forward. They're not going to play with that same energy and that same vigor for every game in the Premier League. So Newcastle will run out of steam. Chelsea look high. Do you get me? Nothing to really shake your bum about. They beat West Ham. Again, people are shaking their bum because this weekend, 5 goals were conceded by 2 of the teams that I put in my bottom 3. I put, before the season started, that West Ham would finish top of the dust. I put West Ham, Brentford, Leeds. And I didn't start, bro. Maybe Brentford could swap with Sunderland. I think it's still early to tell, but I'm sticking with that prediction. And people are shaking their bum because 2 of the bottom 3 that I predicted, they scored 5 past them. Well, that's why I predicted that they're going to be relegation dogfight. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why I predicted. Damsgaard is your deadline 10, bruv. If Damsgaard signs for Spurs, I might eat my hat live on air. Do you get me? I might eat my own hat. I swear, Dan. Big up Reformed. Big up to you in the location. I am not mistaken. I can't lie. The draw is in 2 days. Yeah, bro. I can't wait for it. And we are guaranteed to play one of when I think Tottenham is seeded second pot. Don't mind that. You know what? I want to play Real Madrid if I can. I wouldn't mind drawing Real Madrid and PSG again. But if I had it my way, who is there? Who is there? I don't mind playing Ajax and, like a Marseille or something stupid like that. Do you know what I mean? But I don't even think Marseille's even up there in that loaded, that top target thing. So look, bro, low key, man, I'm excited for Spurs. I'm excited for Spurs and what we're doing. Big up, Dej. Let's get Paqueta. Yes, Dave Gillala. Let's get him, bro. 30 mil. And if Levy doesn't want to spend 30 mil and then bring in Savinho. Done. 100 mil. Paqueta, Savinho. Great transfer window. Great one. Malik Fofana. Similar players according to who? According to Lau, Mitoma, Diaz, Saka, Gakpo. I do think Gakpo is a baller though. I would have taken Gakpo. I don't even realize you reached 5K. I swear last time I saw you on 4 something. Thank you, my bro. Yeah, man, it was mad as well for me. We reached 5K in the location. We're on the ways up, baby. It's you and me now. Look, it's gonna be a great one. You know, all of these teams coming through is going to be a great one. So I'm looking forward to it. So Europa winners should be pot 1. Should be, but I think we're in pot 2, aren't we? Yeah, I would love, bro. You know what? When I was talking about Champions League, people used to tell me, there's Champions League. Why are you excited? You're not going to do nothing in it. And I thought, that's you. You're so low. I get excited. I'm going to be gassed to see Barcelona at my stadium. I'm going to be gassed to see Real Madrid and Baps at my stadium. Are you mad? Are you smoking bridge? You banting? Come on. Who wouldn't want to see Real Madrid at their stadium? Who wouldn't want to see PSG at their stadium? Hold that. Come on. I'm excited for it. I can't wait, man. And we get to play 8 teams. 8 teams this time. I love the new format. I'm here for it. Let's do it. Let's go. I'm enjoying it. Thank you, brothers, for that. Barca are us. Let's bring Barca. I don't give a damn. I would love to see Lamine Yamal live in the flesh in Tottenham. What an amazing game that would be. Forget the spectacle. Let's just watch the greatest player on earth at the moment in Yamal at my club. Going up against arguably the best left back in the world. Hold that. And Jed Spence. Hold that. Jed Spence did a call out. Said, bring me your winger. Yeah? I want to see that battle. That battle, Tottenham v Barcelona, is Yamal versus Spence. Who wins? Only time will tell. So I hope we draw Barcelona. I swear down. Bruv, well, you know, Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world at the moment. That's what people are saying. The brother is a madman. Do you get me? I want to see the best against us. That's what I'm here for. These guys would rather, they would rather not be in the Champions League and play the Europa Conference League because it's winnable. Can you imagine? Sad people. I don't give a damn. Look, what is the point in life if you don't want to try things out? It's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. But too many people don't want to see love. It's a madness. It's got me moving Shakespearean right now. Hold that. Salah versus Spence. Spence already dealt with Salah on the Ange. But we were playing a high line for life. I think Spence cooks Salah. Legit. I think Spence cooks Salah. Don't get it twisted. He said, bring them. Bring them. And I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with him. Bring them. Salah ain't all that. What did Salah do yesterday against Newcastle? Nothing. What did he do against Lewis Hall? Nothing. Bring them. He will pocket them. Are you mad? Pocket all of these brothers. Lamine Yamal going to put in a juvenile prison. You know what I'm saying, bruv? You know, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. That's what I'm here for. Big up to everyone that's locked on. So anyway, look, Spurs need to get some signings. Let's get it done. The Premier League is looking very interesting in the location. Man United is still dusty. I had just as a last comment on United though, and this is for no gas. Amorim is so bewildered that he weren't looking up. I watched the Fulham game, bro. I watched the game, and my man didn't look up for the pen. Like, he's so nervous, the brother doesn't even look at the players on the pitch. I think Amorim's days are numbered. And again, I will refer you, no gas, to what I was telling you. When you were shaking your bum, you and your fellow United cronies about Amorim, and I told you, my friend Thiago, the Sporting Lisbon man, he's a Sporting Lisbon fan, told me it took Amorim 3 seasons to turn sporting around? And do you, man, have the patience to see out the job? I can tell you now, Amorim, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't last to the end of the season. I can tell you now. I done told you. My brother, my bedroom, Thiago. You get me? Big up Thiago in the building. Told me about that fraudster. Shaking your bum. I told you. Just because he was waxing lyrical in the Portuguese league, where there's hardly any stress, so they can turn up in, the Champions League, you shook your bum. Premier League is a different kettle of fish, as I've been telling people for over a season now. But anyway, that's my little thoughts on it. West Ham are in for Onana. If they get Onana, they're fully going to be in League One. Big up to everyone that's locked in, locked on. I will be streaming later on, probably on Spurs King TV and a few others. But definitely look out for more content coming through. Big up to you all and have a great day. We're out.